had a false start, and our booster rebooted, and we're back to our same old tricks. We're trying to do live streaming.
Hey, it wouldn't be fun if we didn't.
But we were trying to surprise you with something weird here, but we'll try it again. For those of you that came in late.
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? A mule is an animal with long funny ears. He kicks up at anything he hears. His back is brawny but his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. And by the way, if you hate to go to school, you may grow up to be a mule. Or would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a pig? A pig is an animal with dirt on his face. His shoes are a terrible disgrace. He has no manners when he eats his food. He's fat and lazy and extremely rude. But if you don't care a feather or a fig, you may grow up to be a pig. Or would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a fish? A fish who won't do anything but swim in a brook. He can't write his name or read a book. To fool the people is his only thought. And though he's slippery, he still gets caught. But then if that sort of life is what you wish, you may grow up to be a fish. All the monkeys aren't in a zoo. Every day you meet quite a few. So you see, it's all up to you. You can be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star. Hello, everybody. That's our really, really oldie for this week.
I learned that one this afternoon, so we can do it tomorrow at one of the older, what do we call those places?
Retirement communities
that we're going to. And I'll probably do it on Sunday morning for the kids in our Sunday school class, because I'm sure none of them have ever heard that song. So welcome. Sorry about the false start once again.
Maybe
hopefully it's streaming now. We don't know, but I'm capturing it on my iPad there, so we'll be putting it up on YouTube one way or another.
We learned our lesson. We always have a backup.
You always got a backup going. And we haven't mentioned for many months, and I'm supposed to always say, if you like the show there on YouTube, you're supposed to subscribe and like it. Does that mean give a thumbs up? Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Somehow it's supposed to make things better for us.
Subscribe to YouTube and we'll be happy and you'll be happy.
There you go. You can't beat that. So we're continuing with our I don't know, we don't have a name for it, but it's the thing where...
series of obscure...
Yeah, some of the more obscure songs. This one's not super obscure, but we did play this one in a retirement home this week to try it out, and there were people there who didn't remember this, so that's good. It means it's
relatively obscure.
Relatively obscure. And unlike the last one we did, which is What Have They Done to the Rain, as opposed to that one, this one's a really, really serious song.
I took my little Jenny to a party last night. At 10 o'clock it ended in a heck of a fight. When someone hit my Jenny, she went out like a light. Poor Jenny. And then some trouble went and called the cops on the phone. So everybody headed out for a place that's unknown. I couldn't carry Jenny, so I left her alone. Poor Jenny. Well, Jenny had a picture in the paper this morning. Made it with a bang. According to the story in the paper this morning, Jenny is the leader of a teenage gang. Jenny has a brother and he's hot on my trail. Her daddy I hope I'll be around when Jenny gets out of jail. Poor Jenny, yeah. I went downtown to see her, she was locked in a cell. She wasn't very glad to see me, that I could tell. In fact, to tell the truth, she wasn't looking too well. Oh, poor Jenny, her eye was black, her face was red, her hair was so bright. She looked as though she'd been a-crying half of the night. I told her I was sorry, she said, get out of sight. Poor Jenny, it seems a shame that Jenny had to go get apprehended. A heck of a fate. This party was the first one she ever had attended. It had to happen on the very first day. Jenny has a brother and he's hot on my trail. Her daddy wants to run me out of time on a rail. I hope I'll be around when Jenny gets out of jail. Poor Jenny, yeah. Trash can ending, there you go. The whole band now.
There you go. That's Poor Jenny. It was a hit by the Everly Brothers. And, you know, not everybody took themselves all that seriously in the old days, though everyone seems to now. But that's all right.
I always wonder if poor Jenny had the problem of having the same boyfriend as little Susie from Wicked Little Susie.
Yeah, oh, I wonder if poor Jenny was... well, he couldn't carry her, so I'm just wondering how big was poor Jenny. So, or maybe he's just a little scrawny dude. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah, and you know, it is a good thing that at least when you do wake up little Susie, they didn't end up in jail. So.
Hey, I wanted to give you guys an update on our friend Winky Patton. Something pretty cool happened last week. He'd been having headaches. He'd been having a headache for a while.
Do you have to give a little bit background about the blood clot, or have we done that before?
Well, last fall.
I don't mean the whole thing, but just so they know.
Yeah. He started having problems and seizures, ended up in the hospital. Found out he had a blood clot in his brain.
Big one.
Big giant one, and it wasn't going away anytime soon,
yeah.
They said. And so he's back in New Zealand now, recovering, doing pretty good. And but he started having a headache last week, and it seems like he got hit in the head with a tennis ball when he was playing tennis, and so these neurologists thought he ought to go get checked out. So he got a CT scan, and not only was there no bleeding or anything,
or damage from the smack in the head,
from the tennis ball problem, but apparently that giant clot is completely gone, disappeared 6 months ahead of schedule. So we're all happy and praising the Lord. And
I'm guessing that knock on the head did it. I don't know.
Must have been. So if you didn't see that on Facebook, if you are interested in updates about Winky and to know what's going on, the best Facebook location there is his official authors page, Winky Patton Official. So you can go there and be one of several other 1,000 people who are
close personal friends.
Yeah, close personal friends, and looking to see what's going on with Winky. So I thought that was fun.
We I've been if anybody has seen these shows, I have. Now I don't know if we might have done some when we played over at Scotty's, but I've tried to avoid Beatles songs ever since the show began, because what I wanted to do was a special where it would be nothing but Beatles songs. But life is so busy that I've never come up with a week when I could prepare a whole, I wanted to do hour and a half special, just all Beatles songs. And so I've been avoiding Beatles songs, not because I don't like them, but because I wanted to do a Beatles special. And since that doesn't seem to be happening, I came up with another idea. And for the foreseeable future, we're going to be doing, what did you call it?
Song of the week.
A Beatles song of the week. And they're in no particular order, so I don't know. I just picked one out today that we haven't done. We do a lot of Beatles songs when we play live, but this is one we haven't done for a long time. It's not one I have any tracks for or anything like that. It's just a song from the album Revolver, and it was called I'm Only Sleeping. So we're going to try this one. You ready?
I think so.
When I wake up early in the morning, lift my head, I'm still yawning. When I'm in the middle of a dream, stay in bed, float upstream. Please don't wake me, no, don't shake me, leave me where I am. I'm only sleeping. Everybody seems to think I'm lazy. I don't mind. I think they're crazy, running everywhere at such a speed, till they find there's no need. Please don't spoil my day. I'm miles away, and after all, I'm only sleeping. Keeping an eye on the world going by my window, taking my time, lying there and staring at the ceiling, waiting for a sleepy feeling. Please don't spoil my day. I'm miles away, and after all, I'm only sleeping. Keeping an eye on the world going by my window, taking my time, lying there and staring at the ceiling, waiting for a sleepy feeling. When I wake up early in the morning, lift my head, I'm still yawning. When I'm in the middle of a dream, stay in bed, float upstream. Please don't wake me, no, don't shake me, leave me where I am. I'm only sleeping.
Well,
Something like that.
my apologies to John. It's what happens when you don't.
Practice.
Yeah, and you don't sing a song for a long time. I should have done one we do more regularly, but I didn't. So there you go.
That's all right. That's our Beatles song of the week.
Beatles song of the week. I'm Only Sleeping from the Revolver album.
And I remember early in the season we had lots of, we were going to have a song of the week, a new Jim and Dee song of the week, and life happened, and we had this ambitious project called Tad Eric, and we're still working on it, but we're not finished with it. So one of these days we will.
It's just the hard thing of being at home and trying to find the time to get away from all the mundane tasks and chores, whether it has to do with.
And we thought we were going to be able to get away at least one whole week a month, and
Yeah,
and that happened for a couple of months, and then it
yeah.
hasn't.
Now we're still trying to figure out a way to do that. Hopefully this year we'll get this project written and recorded. But
Took us 3 years to do another project we're going to talk about later.
yeah, that's true. No, what isn't that what you're doing now? Or are you talking about something else now?
I was going to do a countdown to
Oh.
summer tour.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we are about 7, maybe 8 weeks away, depending on how things work out.
Oh, I do want to say, one thing. It is the month of May.
Oh, yes.
For those of you who don't know what that means, it used to mean a lot more. It used to mean for an entire, some people have their Super Bowl, some people have their World Series, some people look for March Madness, whatever. But I always look forward to the month of May, which has been shortened down now to maybe a couple weeks in May because it's just what happened. But it's the month of May, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is open. This week they'll be having the pointless and worthless Grand Prix of Indianapolis, which don't bother. I will probably watch just because I'm hardcore, but it's not worth watching. But then we'll have qualifying for the Indy 500 the next week, and then on the 28th will be the Indy 500, which I'm going to have to call in sick at church.
Well, Jim is always in Indianapolis the last weekend of May. Maybe not physically, but emotionally and spiritually, and
so
he's there. So the month of May brings with it some extracurricular things for Jim. So he's got to keep up with all the drivers and the owners and the cars and he'll probably be able to tell you pretty much who's going to win. So.
I used to do that quite regularly, but I don't pay as much of attention as I used to. But
so anyway, countdown to summer tour. We are probably 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks away. We've got several confirmed dates already. One is in the end of July, and the other is in the beginning of September. And there's lots of other probable and very likely things, and hopeful things, all in between there, maybe a little before and all the way up until the middle of September, where we will do one last thing, which is just a conference we're going to, and then back home after the middle of September, unless something happens. A few weeks ago we asked you guys to pray for a vehicle. We're still praying and thinking about that and trying to decide as you intercede for our travel, just so you know how to pray. One vehicle that is possible to take needs air conditioning fixed on it. Another one which is possible, and one we got for traveling needs front end work desperately.
Front end work and some other thing. She drove it and it was making a horrendous noise, so we don't know what that is. Bless.
We're scared to even look. We do have a little mini motorhome, a Toyota. Cool.
When we say mini, we're talking mini.
Very tiny little one that's that we got a long time ago.
It's only been in the shop since last June.
That's right. And we'll see how that one. Supposedly it's like almost ready to start testing it out. We're not holding out high hopes that it's going to be roadworthy enough or ready.
The mechanic's going to drive it around for a few days and see if he can find anything else wrong with it.
It's been in the shop so long and it's had so many things done to it. We may not be able to afford to get it out of hock.
And no matter what, no matter what we decide to do, we can't afford it. So, if the Lord just wants to drop a vehicle in our driveway, then we'll know it was from Him. And,
so that's one of the things as you're praying for tour. The other thing is that we are praying about doing more of what we've always done in terms of singing and storytelling and things. But one of the things that Jim used to do years ago that not many people know about is teaching. We have a friend, Annie Duran, hi Annie, who's out there, who actually, a few years ago we were visiting them, and she goes, yeah, you were a teacher, you're a good teacher.
I said, no, I wasn't, I never did. I never did.
So she said, I beg to differ, and she went and pulled out her notes that she had kept from 40 years before.
She had taken notes of me teaching. Well, I remember that stuff, but I don't remember teaching it, I don't know.
And actually the Lord's been putting it on our hearts to do more of that. Over the years, Jim has actually done a lot of teaching, a lot of foundations classes and nature and character of God, and
what I call practical theology.
Practical, yeah.
Meaning it's the stuff that makes you, that impacts your daily life.
we did a lot of we did a bunch of lock-ins in the late '90s, where we would go in for a weekend with the youth groups, and Jim and our friend Mike would teach sessions over the week, and of course we'd sing and we'd do stuff, and it was an awesome and powerful time. So we're going to be prayerfully adding some more of that kind of thing back into our touring part of the ministry.
Hopefully,
and it's been something like for some years. It's just been local, in our local church and around different local places. So anyway, that's kind of cool, and that's our update on tour. Keep praying for the Lord to really take us where He wants us to go. Get us a vehicle. Show us the vehicle He wants us to drive. And
as long as it'll get us there and back, that's the main thing. It would be nice to have air conditioning in the summer when we're traveling. Yes. Please, Lord.
and so that's cool. And so if everything works out the way it looks like it's going to, we're going to be gone for perhaps a full 3 months during the summer.
Just like the old days, the summer tour.
I know. Okay, that's it for the countdown to summer tour.
How do you like that? She even took notes.
Yes. And you already told everybody about the YouTube channel, so that's cool. So
yeah, because I always forget.
Another thing that we have not done for a long time is communicate what's happening with our music online. Where it is, what's available. And so we're going to either feature an album or a song and that you can get. Yeah,
we can't feature a whole album on the show.
No, but we'll talk about it and feature a song from an album or a song that's a standalone song that you might be able to go out somewhere and get in. So today, it is, I don't think we have talked about The Selfish Giant, which is our album from 2008 this season at all. I think we sang some of the songs from it last year. But this, if you have not heard us talk about The Selfish Giant, it's an opera, a rock opera, based on a story by Oscar Wilde. And it's a story that is so powerful that we have for over 30 years wanted to do a musical out of it.
I would say closer to 40 years. I think probably,
yeah.
We wanted to do it, and then we finally did it.
And so, it was one of the things we decided that this was our bucket list. This was one of the things we wanted to do artistically during our lifetime, and it turned out really well, in my opinion. And so it is. We're going to do a song from it, just the first song from The Selfish Giant. You will find it, it's available on iTunes. You'll have to look for Bongo and the Point and The Selfish Giant. And so it is downloadable there. You can get it
from Amazon.
From Amazon.com. You can actually hear it on Spotify, but I don't know, maybe you know Spotify better than we do, but we couldn't find a way to make it play in order. It always wants to
shuffle
everything, and of course an opera or a musical doesn't work shuffled. You can't understand the story.
I think maybe you have to be a paid subscriber to get the rights to just go and play any song you want in any order you want, and I don't pay them.
So anyway, so iTunes, Amazon, and you can actually get a physical CD from CD Baby, cdbaby.com. Once again, you have to look for our band name, Bongo and the Point.
Or they can just contact you, and we'll skip all these middle.
Right, and we have CDs here. We still have hundreds of CDs here, and they're really cool. They have a little booklet, and so you can follow the story with the libretto and cool artwork done by our children. Some of the art by Bree and the layout by our oldest daughter, Lori, and the girls sing with us on it. So we're going to do, before we close tonight, we're going to do one of the songs from The Selfish Giant.
And it may have been longer it may have been longer since I did this than it was since I did. I'm only sleeping, so we'll see how this works out. Are you
But
ready?
you wrote this one, so.
Like that matters. Let's see.
7 years ago I went away to see a country and have a stay. 7 years later, nothing left to say. Home again, I'm on my way. Yeah, yeah. I had enough of Cornish blokes, Cornish shows and Cornish jokes. I'm tired of talking to my Cornish friends and keeping nothing but Cornish and yeah, yeah. Home again, I'm on my way. 7 years ago I left my home, forgot my toothbrush, forgot my comb. Got the 7-year itch and the urge to roam. I headed down the highway like a rolling stone. I had enough of Cornish blues, Cornish shows and cornball jokes. I'm tired of listening to my Cornish friends and sleeping in their Cornish dens. Oh yeah. Home again, I'm on my way. Seven years ago I went away to see a Cornish friend and have a stay. 7 years later, nothing left to say. Home again, I'm on my way. Yeah, yeah. I had enough of Cornish blues, Cornish shows and cornball jokes. I'm tired of listening to my Cornish friends and sleeping in their Cornish dens. Home again, I'm on my way. I had enough of Cornish blues, Cornish shows and Cornish jokes. I'm tired of talking to my Cornish friends and eating nothing but Cornish and yeah, yeah, yeah. I said home again, I'm on my way. Home again, I'm on my way.
There goes one of the lights. It's time to say goodnight.
Home again, I'm on my way.
Somebody turned out the lights, so.
Well, I guess that's it. We're done. We thank you for tuning in. Sorry for the false start in the beginning, but
You
most
might
of
not even know.
Yeah, you might not even notice. If you didn't see the first part, then you don't care. Thank you. Bless you guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you and good night.